Handle with care. Puppy on board. A dog may be the closest we come to an angel on earth. Pet responsibility. Daily exercise. Suggested 60 minutes a day. Attention training. Suggested 15 minutes a day. Vet visits and shots. Suggested 2 visits per year. Grooming. Suggested 1 a week. A pet is a responsibility that does require an investment of time, care, and money. If you're not ready for this responsibility, then wait for the right time to adopt. There's no shame in returning a pet or bringing an unwanted pet to the shelter. This will give the shelter the opportunity to find a home more suitable for the pet. Pet environment. Home domicile size. Large breeds can require a lot of space. Dogs weighing over 50 pounds or 22.5 kilograms need plenty of room. We suggest no less than 1,000 square feet for large indoor animals. Large breeds should have at least 100 feet by 100 feet for outside, while smaller breeds should have at least 30 feet by 30 feet for room to exercise and play. Pet bed. Pet beds are a great way to keep your best friend comfortable and are a good way to keep animals off your furniture. Pets want to be a part of the family, so strategically placing a pet bed can be crucial in training your pal. Make sure the bed fits the pet and has padding to deter sores and bald spots. Clean your pet's bed regularly to ensure the pet's coat stays healthy. Pet environment. Outdoor environments. Doghouse. The doghouse should always be kept clean to ensure the pet is protected from mange and fleas. The house does need to be within a fenced yard to protect the pet from wild animals that could be predators to your pet. Fencing. Fenced yards are a must for outdoor animals, mostly for their protection, but also to ensure the animal does not run away. Outdoor environment B. Fencing. The fencing should be free of rust and sharp edges to ensure the safety of your pet. Invisible fences should be installed by a trained professional with visible perimeter flags. Winter. Outside, inside dogs do need shelter and warmth during the winter. There is a big misconception that dogs lived in the wild for years and do not require certain necessities. Wild dogs used to travel in packs. This allowed them to share warmth and allowed them to find adequate shelter from the elements. Summer. Keeping your dog cool is imperative. Dogs do not have the sweat glands people do to keep them cool. This is why it's important that your dog has a cool climate at all times. This climate is the same comfortable climate humans need, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius. Your pet should never be left in a car unattended and certainly should never be left in an unair-conditioned car. And certainly your pet needs to be kept hydrated with plenty of water, which is one of the methods that a dog cools itself. Children. Choosing the right breed for children is important. Small or fragile dogs may not be a good choice for households with children due to their delicate nature and the lack of proper dog handling skills possessed by the child. Finding breeds that are not typically aggressive can be important when choosing the right breed of dog for a household with children. Training. Pet animal behavior. B.F. Skinner, a renowned behavioral scientist, concluded from decades of research that animals will learn quicker and will retain information longer with positive reinforcement opposed to negative reinforcement. Giving your dog a treat for good behavior is a great way to reinforce good behavior. Often, we get what we give when it comes to a pet. Pets' behavior is often a reflection of the owner's commitment to training their pet. Dogs naturally want to please their owners. If given proper direction, they will bring endless joy. Some positive reinforcements: dog treats, affection, praise, playtime. Pets can misbehave. No pet is perfect, so there are occasions to exercise disciplinary action. Below are a few humane techniques. Negative reinforcement. Time out in a room for 20 minutes. Spray with a water bottle. Loud hand clap. Muzzle. Humane disciplinary collar, preferably citronella collar. Never strike or hurt your pet. Striking a pet can result in an aggressive animal. There is never an occasion that any pet owner should strike their pet. There are many great non-violent training techniques that can provide much better results than such brute force. Striking a pet can cause many adverse reactions, making the animal anxious and antisocial. This behavior can result in the animal hurting itself or hurting other dogs and humans, so never do it. Striking a pet or any form of animal cruelty is considered a punishable offense by law and can result in a prison sentence accompanied with a large fine. Potty training. All dogs require adequate potty training, whether they are mainly inside or outside dogs. Potty training can start in a number of ways. A popular method is potty pads. These are pads dogs can use inside the house. There are also indoor puppy stations that have simulated grass with a waste trap. A great method for training animals to use the restroom outside is to take the pet to an area with dog waste, other dogs or their own. Typically, they will use the restroom in this area, which is referred to as marking. Giving the dog a treat after using the restroom outside is a great way to reinforce this great behavior and works very quickly in most cases. There are cases when the pet may have an accident. Taking the waste outside and placing it in the same place where the dog can see it is a great way to train the animal on where they should use the bathroom. Often carrying the waste outside with the dog is a great way to train the animal on the appropriate place for waste. Praise after the pet uses the restroom is another great tool for reinforcing the right behavior. The use of a dog door can also be another great tool for owners with a fenced backyard. This gives the dog the ability to use the restroom outside as needed. Keeping their bathroom area clean is a must. Many germs can grow and make your dog and yourself very ill. Never ever strike or hit the dog for having an accident inside. Not only because it's cruel and against the law, but it will cause the dog to become very anxious, resulting in more accidents. Many dog owners do not realize that animals can be anxious and an auto response to anxiety is more wetting or accidents. Dogs should never be locked up without access to the outside to use the bathroom. There is a fable that dogs can go hours and hours without having to potty. A dog's bladder and digestive tract is much smaller than a human's bladder and digestive tract. A dog cannot hold it any longer than a human. In all reality, it is a much shorter time. A dog needs to be able to use the restroom no less than every 4 hours. When a dog sleeps, they can go longer without access to the outside to use the restroom. This should be no longer than 8 hours. Even at rest, the dog's digestive tract is still at work, just like a human's digestive system. Food and water. Pet food. Dogs should only be fed dog food and dog treats. Many foods for humans are toxic to dogs. Dogs lack specific enzymes to ingest many spices and herbs. Foods with chocolate and spices are so toxic that they can kill the pet. So never give a pet people food. They should never be fed scraps or other foods that humans eat to ensure they stay healthy. Your dog needs to be fed 2 to 3 times a day, the proper amount of food specified by your veterinarian. This is typically in proportion to your dog's weight. There are some cases where free feeding may work, but it's recommended to contact your veterinarian. Whenever there may be a question about your pet's diet, contact your veterinarian. Among the pet food you give your dog, all treats should be dog treats. These should be given sparingly and used to endorse good behavior. Whenever there may be a question about your pet's diet, contact your veterinarian. Try to keep the dog food consistent. Changing dog foods often can lead to digestive tract problems. Pet water. Your dog can be susceptible to bacteria and germs much like humans. This is why you should provide your dog with clean drinking water from the tap or filter. Because there are many viruses and bacteria that can make your dog ill, it's imperative to keep all toilet lids closed. It is unsanitary for the dog, and if the dog drinks out of the commode, then licks a human, the disease that could be possibly growing in the toilet will be transmitted to the person the dog licks. Pet dishes. Pet dishes come in all shapes and sizes, and finding the right one is typically in relation to your dog's size. Be sure to get dishes that can house the proper amount of food and water for your breed of dog. Keeping your pet's dishes clean is imperative to your dog's well-being. No less than once a week, your dog's food and water dish should be scrubbed and sanitized to ensure that bacteria and disease do not grow in the dish. Old food and water can harbor bacteria that is harmful to your pet. Plants and your pet. Many plants can be toxic to your pet. Keep your plants out of reach of your pet. Plants like oleander possesses toxins that can be fatal to pets and people, so be sure that any questionable plants are out of reach. Dogs sometimes ingest grass to cleanse their systems. This can be a sign that the dog has eaten something that is upsetting their stomach. Bathing your pet. Your pet should be washed only once a week. Too many washes can dry out the skin of your pet and cause it to itch and flake. Not enough washes can cause your dog to develop harmful skin diseases like mange. Dogs should only be washed and conditioned with pet-safe products. Pet-safe products are designed specifically for animals to ensure there are no adverse reactions to your pet's skin or eyes. Pets should be washed with lukewarm water that is tolerant to the skin. The proper temperature is 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 36 degrees Celsius for your pet's bath water. It is important to keep water out of your dog's nose and ear canals when bathing. Dogs' noses and ears are very sensitive. Dogs' ears can be very prone to infection. Many shampoos offer flea protection, opposed to those flea treatments that are placed on the pet after bathing. Be careful with flea shampoos and monitor your pet's skin to ensure there are no reactions to the flea bath. Once your pet is good and clean, be sure to dry your pet thoroughly. Leaving a dog wet can leave it susceptible to a cold, just like a person. Flea treatments. Many flea treatments go on after the bath, whether it is a spray, drop, or powder. Be careful with the application of the flea treatment. Many flea treatments are light poisons to kill fleas that, if ingested by the pet, can cause severe illness and possible death. Keep flea treatments away from the mouth and eyes of your pet. Grooming. Brushing your pet. All dogs require brushing, even short-haired dogs. Brushing the dog keeps the hair from bunching and knotting. It stimulates the skin and hair follicles while controlling shedding. There are many brushes out on the market. It is suggested to use a brush with protected ends to cuts or scratches to the dog's skin. Trimming your pet's nails. Depending on growth, your pet may need its nails trimmed on its paws at least once every 2 to 3 months. Keeping the nails trimmed deters the nails from splitting. Ungroomed nails can be dangerous to humans, clothes, and furniture. There are many great nail grooming tools. Those nail tools that use a revolving disc tend to be most forgiving for novices. Because the dog's nails do have soft tissue and nerves not far from the tip, it's always a good idea to let the vet or professional groomer handle this task. Collars, harnesses, and leashes. Collars. Size. A dog collar must fit properly and not choke the dog. Proper sizing begins with taking a tape measure and measuring around the midpoint of the dog's neck. The collar should be at least 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters larger than the dog's neck. This will allow for proper sizing around the dog's neck. Once the collar is on the dog, the owner should be able to fit 2 full fingers between the collar and the dog's neck. The dog collar material should not chafe or irritate the pet's neck. Collar cleaning. Many dog owners wash their dog regularly, but forget to clean the collar or harness. The collar and harness, when not cleaned regularly, can harbor bacteria and viruses. It also begins to smell if not cleaned regularly. Harnesses. Many dog professionals would argue that the harness is better for a dog than a collar, especially dogs that have the tendency to pull when on a leash. Harnesses do distribute tension across the chest opposed to the neck, which can keep a dog's windpipe safe. Many dog professionals would highly recommend the use of harnesses for dogs traveling in car seats. Dog tags. Whenever outfitting your pet with a collar or harness, There should always be dog tags attached to the collar. The tags are crucial, especially in the case of a lost pet. Every dog tag should at least have the name of the owner and a phone number. Protect your precious friend and ensure a safe return by properly tagging your pet. Rabies tags are also great to have on a dog collar when faced with those special cases where there might have been a dog bite. Leashes. Dog leashes, like collars, come in all shapes and sizes. Getting the right dog leash may take the advice of a dog trainer. Some pets do well with the long leashes, while others may need a short leash to stay under control. Many leashes are also specific to the size of the dog. A thin leash on a large dog could snap, resulting in the dog running off. Many cities now have leash laws, requiring all owners to keep their pet on a leash when out in public. Fines for leash law infractions can be costly depending on the city. Besides the law, a leash is a great way to protect the pet from cars, traffic, and other possible dangers. Keep your pet safe with a leash. Exercise. Your pet should get at least 60 minutes of exercise a day. Fetch. Running. Within reason. Taking dogs on long jogs can be harmful to your pet and cause permanent joint damage. Remember, for every step you take, your pet may have to take 2 to 3 times to cover the same distance as a person. This is why jogs should be limited. Keep your dog well hydrated during jogs. Always keep plenty of water on hand during the jog to keep your dog cool. Be careful of hot asphalt that can burn your dog's paws. Playing with other dogs. Keep your dog leashed until you are sure that your dog and the other dogs are not aggressive. Affection. Dale Carnegie probably said it best. We give our family and friends much of what they need, but often forget to give them what they crave the most: praise and affection. All animals, even humans, need some form of appreciation. To ensure your pet interacts well with people and other dogs, make some one-on-one time. Dog toys. What dog doesn't like toys? None that I know of. Always purchase pet-safe toys. Typically, these are found in pet stores. Do not give your pet stuffed animals for children or any type of toy designed for kids. Dogs can chew and ingest part of these toys, resulting in illness, blockages, and possible death. Toys are a great way to keep your pet entertained throughout the day when people may be preoccupied or away. Chew toys are also a great way to keep dogs from chewing on furniture, shoes, and other expensive household items. Dogs have a natural instinct to gnaw and chew. These toys help satisfy that craving. Chew toys and bones are a great way to keep your pet's teeth clean. Bones should be from a pet store, not from table scraps. Bones from the table, especially chicken bones, can splinter or have spices on the bone that can be toxic to your pet. Veterinarian. Regularly scheduled visits. No less than 2 checkups a year. Keeping your dog healthy is a proactive job. If you keep regular vet visits, you can ensure that any health problems are caught before they become big health problems. Highly recommended and sympathetic. Finding the right vet can take some investigation. Ask friends and family who they use. Talking to professionals is another good way to find the right vet. Be sure to find a vet that has experience with your type of dog. Finally, make sure you find a caring veterinarian. Shots, vaccines. Your pet may require a number of shots and vaccinations. This can range from rabies vaccinations to distemper. Be sure to keep your dog's vaccinations current with your personal vet. Heartworms. Many dogs are susceptible to heartworms, which are parasites that can lodge and grow in the dog's heart, resulting in heart failure, then death for the pet. Always be sure to keep your dog's heartworm treatment up to date. For any questions about protecting your dog from heartworms, consult your veterinarian. Intestinal worms. Intestinal worms are another parasite that your dog can contract. Like heartworm, dogs can pick up intestinal worms from almost anywhere. Scooting is a typical sign that a pet may have worms. They typically drag their tail end across something to alleviate the itch of worms. Intestinal worms can sometimes be seen in the dog's excrement. The worms tend to look like white rice that moves. This is why it's important to have your pet check regularly for both types of worms. It's important to consult your vet about intestinal worm prevention. Teeth cleaning. Your pet's teeth aren't much different from your teeth. They require regularly cleaning and can be susceptible to decay and cavities just like humans' teeth. You should schedule visits to your vet to have your dog's teeth cleaned annually to combat decay and harmful germs. There are many dental bones specifically designed to clean your dog's teeth. These work great to loosen plaque and tartar from your dog's teeth. When brushing your dog's teeth, only use toothpaste specific for dogs. Do not use human toothpaste. It can harm the dog if ingested. Decay and bacteria from the dog's teeth can leach into the dog's bloodstream, causing kidney failure among other disease. So be sure to keep your dog's pearly whites clean. Your pet's record. Take the time to make sure your dog's record is kept up to date, especially if you move or change veterinarians. Expenses and cost. The average family spends $600 US for their family pet. This excludes emergencies. It's good to keep this figure in mind when making the financial commitment to a pet. Insurance. There is now insurance for pets. This may come in handy when the pet is injured or in need of surgery. Some surgeries on pets can cost thousands of dollars. It never hurts to start a pet savings account, just in case there's a need for surgery or emergency care. Vacations and travel. Vacations. Boarding and kennels. Never leave your dog or pet home unattended. Always be sure to get references when selecting a kennel or pet hotel. Make sure the kennel is clean and that there are not complaints filed with local or state agencies. References, and more references when it comes to selecting a dog sitter. It doesn't hurt to interview the dog sitter to ensure they will treat your pet in a manner that you expect. Using a nanny cam for pet sitters can be a good way to keep your pet safe. Pet-friendly hotels. When traveling with your pet, be sure that your accommodations are pet-friendly. Many hotels post whether they accommodate pets. Placing your pet in an unfamiliar kennel because a hotel is not pet-friendly can be difficult and risky to your dog's well-being. Sky kennels and travel cases. Many airlines, bus lines, and trains have specific requirements regarding pet carriers. Consult the proper agency to find the right fit for your dog. A sky kennel or traveling case should not crowd the pet, but also give the pet enough room to lay down or stand. Traveling abroad. Many countries require shot records and other details concerning your pet's health. To keep your pet from quarantine, be sure to contact the foreign country's government regarding the entrance of animals. Car. Just like children, all dogs should be in a harness restraint to stay protected from a possible accident. There are car seats for pets, which are recommended for small dogs. All car seats should be secured to the automobile's fixed seat, much like baby seats for people. Keep water in the car at all times for the dog. Dogs should never be left in cars without adequate air. When the outside temperature is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, a closed car will reach 90 degrees Fahrenheit in 5 minutes and 110 degrees Fahrenheit in 25 minutes. Even a few minutes in a hot car can kill your dog or cause irreversible damage. Trucks. Dogs should never be placed in the bed or back of a truck for travel. Dogs are killed each year from falling out of the beds of trucks or from not being adequately shielded during a truck accident. Boats. Dogs should have a vest just like people on a boat. Be sure that your dog is safe by putting your best friend in a life preserver. Bicycle or motorcycle. A covered pet carrier should be protecting the pet when bicycling. There is a lot of questions about whether a dog should ever be on a bicycle or motorcycle without being protected by a full dog carrier. They at least should have a helmet and goggles to protect their sensitive eyes. Do's and don'ts. Do's. Do give your dog plenty of affection. Do go to the vet for regular checkups. Do give your dog plenty of exercise. Do keep your pet and its areas clean. Do spend time training your pet. Do give your dog treats for good behavior. Don'ts. Don't hit or abuse your dog. Don't leave your dog without access to water. Don't leave your pet in a hot area, especially a hot car. Don't feed your dog human food. Return the pet. A pet can be a lot of responsibility. If at any time you do not feel that you are able to care for the dog, return it to the Humane Society where they can find it a good home. There's nothing wrong with returning a pet, and they will applaud your courage for admitting that you do not have the time to care for the animal. Handle with care. Puppy on board. The end.